Wait, do you ever get disappointed when you're showing someone something for the first time and you really want them to get it? And
No,
they
not
don't?
at all. I think
Yes.
Oh.
Matt knew exactly where I was
Absolutely.
going with that question.
I'm clearly an Eeyore.
I'm probably Rue.
I'm a Christopher Robin with a Pooh Rising.
And then I get in a canoe and I'm like, Clairs don't like canoes.
No, they don't.
I'm afraid of this lake.
That's exactly what it was.
Ow.
It was a beautiful moment in our friendship. I was
literally in the middle of getting hers up and down the
Pathetic.
stairs. Ow. I was like, I'm trying to get my hair done. I'm like, God.
I don't think that's an accurate representation of my owl.
Well, you were in such pain you couldn't see clearly. So,
Trauma.
Thank you for listening to the Last Will podcast. I'm Matt Young. I'm a theater educator and a parent. And ever since I lost my father to cancer, I have been mildly obsessed with death. This is my last will and testament. Dr. Seuss once said, "Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." Believe it or not, that is a quote about birthdays. Yep, I had a birthday recently, and so we all decided that we were going to start talking about birthdays. At first I wasn't sure what we were going to discuss, but let's be honest. The idea of anticipating and desire to be taken care of on your birthday can be pretty powerful and also disappointing. So we get into it. Sorry we've been off for a couple of weeks. We got pretty busy with the show that we were doing, but we are back now, and I hope you enjoy this episode about birthdays. Today's episode is brought to you by the moon. Behold the beauty and mystery of the moon, a celestial companion that has captivated mankind for centuries. The moon, a symbol of wonder, inspiration, and endless possibilities. It has sparked the imagination of poets, artists, and dreamers throughout history. At the Last Will podcast, we celebrate the magic of the moon and all it represents. Our episodes are inspired by the spirit of exploration and discovery, echoing the timeless allure of the Earth's celestial neighbor. Join us on a journey to the moon and back, where dreams take flight and possibilities are as endless as the night sky. Remember, appreciate the moon. It appreciates you.
agree.
Yep. Now we're going. We're going.
Oh.
I have to recalibrate all of these things because I don't really know where we are because it's been so long since we. Oh yeah, untangle your wire. It's been so long since we've been doing this. I got to find our levels and stuff like that. Everybody silence their phone.
It's funny because we have seen each other so much in the last 2 weeks, but we haven't been here for the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
And it's been, it feels like,
Oh.
Oh, really?
No.
well, we haven't gotten a chance to
No.
pod, which is just a different environment. Yeah, there's somebody upstairs. Somebody dropped their vibrator on the floor,
That does sound
and
like
they
that.
can't get it. It keeps
that's
running away from them.
That's a
It's
wide
like a Charlie
hole.
Chaplin bit where they reach down and they kick it.
It's a wide hole. Sounds like somebody's driving a riding lawnmower around in circles up there on a Honda.
It could be a vacuum. I don't mean.
No, that's not a
Have
vacuum.
you ever
I think that's
dropped
someone-
a vibrator on the floor and then gone downstairs to
But I
listen
don't
to what
think,
it
I
sounds
think
like
that's
upstairs?
someone with a
Yes, I
vibrator
have.
stuck inside of themselves and they're rolling around trying to get it
Oh,
out.
that's not
They're
what I
rolling around on the
thought.
floor.
It's like one of the finger traps. The more you pull it, the more you suck it in.
That's
Happy
not
birthday.
really how vaginas work, but
Well, I don't.
It could be a butthole.
Wanna-
I think it's what he was.
No,
he
I
was-
don't.
what
That's,
he meant.
Nah, that's not what.
it's
I,
okay. We could talk about buttholes.
No.
Let's do it, Greg.
We were before with the assless chaps thing.
That's not.
We had to debrief for a while because we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, it's 13 o'clock today.
It is.
Actually, no, it's not. I'm just kidding. That's an actual time. I forgot.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Last Will podcast. We're sorry we missed you the last couple of weeks, but we are now back with an exciting topic, a topic that needs discussion. We're going to talk
What
about
was that?
birthdays. That's a sports
Yay.
sound.
That didn't sound like a sports sound.
No, do it again.
What?
It's
That
a
the
Vazuzela.
end did, but the beginning sounded like.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't make sports sounds other than hut hike. That's
We
just
have
what I-
that sound a lot in the show we're doing right
Yes.
now, so it's giving me a little PTSD.
I hear you.
And I'm currently in it though.
In the PTSD,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop.
that is not a sports applause. That is a
That's the opera.
theater. Yes. Concert. That's concert
Hold it up
cheering.
to the
That's not
microphone.
sports.
Happy birthday.
All right. So birthdays. We're going to discuss birthdays.
We're
'cause-
gonna discuss birthdays because tomorrow's Matt's birthday,
That's true. It is my birthday.
and this podcast is all about him anyway.
No, it's about birthdays in general because I do
Oh.
think that. Look, you can
The
celebrate me all you
podcast
want.
is not all about birthdays.
No,
like-
this episode will be
Oh,
about
yeah,
about birthdays because I do think that there are things certainly that I've struggled with my whole life about birthdays that I think are important things to discuss. And then of course we'll go into myths and cliches and then basically what you guys have planned for my birthday tomorrow is I really want to get to the bottom of that. But of course as we start we're going to go with the definition.
Oh, okay.
We are back on track. No more questions, no more free form. We are back in our don't give me that face, Claire.
I'm just glad that we're not doing the questions anymore.
Yes.
I did like them, but it was a lot.
Of course. 3 episodes of anything's a lot.
That did. I did enjoy it, but I was glad it was over.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we got to get back to our.
because it was like a lot of thought.
Well, here's
Are you
the
not
thing,
agreeing
Claire.
with me on
You did a lot of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you wrote your answers down, whereas Grady and I came in free form. We're like pew 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 pew. Here are our answers. I don't really know them till I get here.
Hey,
And you're like
monster.
staying up nights and writing it down. I mean, you were very thoughtful about it. The definition of birthdays, in case we didn't know, a birthday is an anniversary of the birth of a person.
What?
It is the day on which a person was born and is typically celebrated each year with various traditions, such as parties, gifts, cakes, well wishes from friends and family. Birthdays are significant milestones in people's lives and are often marked by reflection, gratitude, and joy.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
There's a lot of other like sounds happening. So like even though you stopped talking, I was listening to the footsteps over there, the vacuum upstairs.
We are definitely, our studio is compromised today for sure.
Okay, that's pretty basic.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But pretty thorough.
But I'm curious about the myths and cliches about
What
birthdays.
did you say? I'm.
Okay.
Did you?
I'm-
Oh, never mind.
Did I say oim?
No, I did.
Did you call Tim Grady on stage last night?
No.
No, I thought you said.
During the show?
I wouldn't call him Tim on stage either. What?
I thought you said. I thought at one point you were
You know we're recording, right?
right. Birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah. you want to go into this little mind lapse there?
No, No.
You're just on stage hearing your name being spoken.
no.
you drifted off into your mind.
Yeah.
We had a dream sequence on stage.
Claire and I had strokes during the show last night.
Like, can I just say this?
Yes.
If you two have strokes before me, I will fucking kill you. I have been
Well, hopefully
earning
the
my
stroke will kill me. No, I'm
I have
earning
been
my
earning
st-
it. And so you guys don't come in here, sweep in, and take my stroke away from me.
Okay, I guess we're fighting for who's gonna.
Well, I'm going
Get a
first.
stroke first.
I'm going first 'cause I'm done here.
I think I'm gonna go first, actually.
That's not. I'm going first.
What? Oh, we've discussed this. Did we discuss it
don't know.
on air? Who's
I'm-
going first?
Well, you think you're going
It's your
first.
birthday,
Oh
so
my
for now
God,
you
yes.
get the stroke. But after a day or so, like the stroke's back.
I feel like, I get a couple of weird stuff. Like I got stuff in my head. I got stuff in my back. I got stuff in my
You're one fart away
stomach.
from a stroke.
Yeah, like I just feel like
Can you fart yourself into a stroke?
I probably could.
she could,
I have
yeah.
so much gas in my body all the time, like in just weird places. And like you ever, when like gas comes out of your body and you're like, where
No.
was that?
No.
Where was that hiding? Why is so much gas coming out of my
your
body?
Your armpits fart.
Probably. I mean, I have like pain in a totally random spot
Raise
of my
your hand for
torso.
questions.
And
Claire? Oh,
yeah, actually, no.
excuse
Like
me.
I'll move a part of my body, and it's like, oh, I got to fart now.
You wiggled it out.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Myths and cliches for birthdays.
You're riddled
Yeah,
with
wow.
gas and guilt.
I don't mean to be insensitive to strokes.
Sure
but,
you do.
I think it's coming. Okay, so we'll go with myths. Well, I guess before we get into myths, I think for me the biggest struggles with birthdays, mine coming up, and so I've had a lot of time to think about it, is I've always had expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And expectations are this awful thing that we kind of set for ourselves. It's basically like a prequel to disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an expectation
is a recipe for resentment or something. That's
Yeah.
what I used to hear.
And because I think of myself as a gift giver, as someone who likes to say, look, I see you and I know you, and that's why I bought you this specific gift.
That I wanted for myself.
Well, not that I wanted for myself, but I wanted that same reflective thoughtfulness
Yes.
then given back to me. It has taken me a long time to move away from that. It's taken me a long time to not put the weight on the gifts that I received being an indictment of how somebody feels about me based upon the way that I go about getting gifts for other people. And that has been hard my whole life. I really feel like since I got divorced and my birthday has been not really celebrated because I just within the circle of whoever I'm with or whatever, there's not the celebration you would have maybe when you had a spouse or something like that, and the kids were going through their coffee mug years and stuff like as well, and that's what kids do. I did it myself. I really got used to going, all right, put zero expectations on your birthday. It is a day, and if people say happy birthday, that will be enough. And I think I started to shift how I would perceive it and how I would experience it. I don't think I ever got away from the total sadness of it because you want to be celebrated by your friends and family. I think that it's like that 1 year, that excuse to go give me attention, because I never want to do that during the year. I never want to take up space. Although I'm working on that. I'm working on taking up space in my therapy and stuff like that. Is one of the things that I am working on doing, of owning space. But it's taken me a long time. But because I've come up on a milestone this year, I feel like I put more weight on it than I wanted to. And so, yeah. So expectations, it has killed me throughout on birthdays for a very, very long time. I would think most of my life. So
I understand that, because I also I struggled with that too, and I think that I've worked on letting go of the importance of my birthday for so many years.
Right, because also as an adult, you're supposed to be like, oh, it's for kids, really.
But I mean, I get excited. I mean, at my job, we get excited about everyone's birthdays.
That's
so it's
nice.
It's actually really cute. You get like flowers, and we get a cake, and then we get lunch, and then it's actually really nice. Even if you don't really want the attention, you get it anyway.
Right.
And we sing you happy birthday, and it's just funny. And it's actually a nice 5-minute break in the day when everyone gets the cake and sits around and has a conversation. It's like a little break that everyone gets to have. But
they do episodes of The Office on that. Basically it cuts up the monotony of a day to celebrate people's birthdays.
Half day.
There's always a birthday.
Yeah.
So when I was 16, I was at summer camp for my 16th birthday, and your sweet 16 is like a big deal. And I was like, I'm not having a sweet 16. I'm at summer camp, and I'm like a counselor in training this year. So my birthday, I got up at 6 a.m. and I swam laps. Like, that was what I did on my 16th birthday. Like, it wasn't a glorified day. That it was like, oh, it's Claire's birthday. But there was no time to really celebrate because I had stuff to do. And that was I think my 4th year at camp. And I'd been going to this summer camp for, a few years, and I always had my birthday there. And it was actually really hard. My first birthday away from my family was when I was 11. And it was actually really hard for me. My grandmother sent me a fruit basket, but they couldn't give it to me because it had fruit in it. So they're like, here it is, but we'll save it for you. And then, I couldn't really.
Fruit doesn't save that long.
But that's what they would tell me.
Yeah.
fruit?
And then
they'd eat it all themselves.
A centerpiece, like wax fruit.
No, actual
No.
fruit. She sent a fruit basket in the mail. It was a big
Did they
basket.
deep freeze it?
I don't know. I think I don't
They
know what
ate it.
happened to it.
They
Yeah.
ate it.
They ate that.
So, and then there was one summer that I was on a trip, like a camping trip during my camp. Like our camp would have like 4 weeks of sleepaway camp, but then like you would have a trip 1 week where you'd, get in a van with some kids and you'd go hike a mountain for a couple days. And I kind of like always hated the experience because I just didn't like setting up the tent and sleeping in the sleeping bag and not being able to sleep, and it's dark and there's noises and you have to pee in the woods and all that stuff. And that was my first birthday away from my family.
Oof.
And I was turning 11, I think, and I was not only away from my family, I was also away from camp. We were in the middle of the woods, and the counselors celebrated my birthday, and it was actually really cute. Everyone made that solid effort, but somehow there was like a tiny little cake involved. I don't know how they brought this cake with them in the van, like into the mountains of New Hampshire, but they gave me the cake and I couldn't like eat the whole thing because I don't know, couldn't.
cake.
It was a cake.
Yeah.
But then like,
You're 11.
yeah. And I couldn't, and for some reason, I don't know how this happened, but I brought the cake into the tent with me and slept next to it.
Oh.
Like, but like
Put your arm around the
Did you
cake.
roll over on it?
but you don't
Oh.
you don't do that.
No, of course not. Not in the woods. Not in the woods. They were like, if there's bears or wolves or coyotes, they're going to eat the little 11-year-old with the cake. We're safe now.
I don't think I've ever told anyone this, actually.
Uh-oh.
When, because in the middle of the night, I like woke up to like somebody sniffing around the tent, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm It's the cake.
Blair
I'm
Witch.
if we all get killed or eaten by whatever that is, it's gonna be my fault."
Blair Witch.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and luckily nothing happened. But I didn't want to. I don't know how I got away with like putting this cake in a brown paper bag and bringing it into the tent with me.
No, because you're a cat, and it was one of your 9 lives. That was definitely one of your 9 lives.
But I remember like telling the counselors that I was born at 5:43 p.m. on August 1st, and
Were they doing your chart?
the next day, the day of my birthday, we were hiking the mountain, and I kept saying, "Oh, what time is it? What time is it?" Because for some reason we weren't allowed to have watches, and the counselors, I remember they looked at each other like it was probably like 1:30 in the afternoon, but they looked at each other like, "Oh my God, it's 5:43," and then they all sang "Happy Birthday" to me, and I remember like thinking like, "Oh my God, yay!" But like now that I think about it, I'm like, they were fucking lying.
Oh, yeah. But, like, here's the... Okay. Yes, they were lying to you. They were lying to a child. But, like, they were focused on making sure that
We didn't die in the woods.
Well, not really, because they let you go to sleep with a cake. But they were, like, concerned with making sure you had a special day, a special feeling. They were taking care of you. I think that's kind of a beautiful thing. I did not think that story was going to end that way.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Well,
it was
I'd
going to be
actually-
like, and I cried myself to sleep all night because it
I
was
might
my
have.
birthday.
I don't know. I have actually since then I've always tried to be positive on my birthday, even though I'm not getting exactly what I want. I'm not getting to be with my parents. I'm not getting every gift that I want. I don't, I mean, I've gotten a lot of really fun birthday gifts over the years,
But I've never gotten what I wanted.
but I mean, I got like margarita mix when I was 10.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
To,
'cause,
not to make a margarita pizza. You're talking about... All right.
Yeah. Because I liked virgin margaritas when I was that young. Because I always
well,
wanted to be a bartender. Actually, that was my goal. It does. That's a story
That's
for a different time. But
it's something that we've never heard of,
yeah,
right, Grady?
there's
No,
a picture
that's
of
new.
a
No,
player
forget
holding.
about the birthday. We got
yeah.
a whole new bag of issues. Go ahead.
No,
She
there's-
saw Cocktail when she was 9, and she was like, I got to make drinks.
No, I don't even know what that is.
Did you
but-
practice?
You don't know the movie Cocktail?
No.
Did you
Okay.
practice with fake like cups and things, trying to flip them and stuff?
No, it's just that
Hippie,
drinking
hippie,
was
shake?
a big part of my
hippie,
my
shake,
dad's
shake.
life.
Okay.
And we
understandable.
had bartender friends and all that. Anyways, long story. But-
That's a little crazy story. Have you guys ever been the victim of a surprise party?
Yes.
yes.
Horrible. Horrible.
Really?
Yeah. I walked out.
You walked in and walked
Mhm.
out?
Walked out. My mother had to come get me. Please come back.
How old? And wait, your mom didn't set up the surprise
She
party?
did.
Oh, well, your mom set it up, and then you had to call her to make you to.
No, it
take
was
you
at
out?
it was at the house. I had come back from youth group, and
The contempt in his voice.
walked back
is
into the
thick.
back of the den, and surprise,
How old?
maybe 12.
Okay.
And I turned around and walked right out and went to the front of the house, went in my bedroom and locked the door.
Yeah, and it's a hard age. Well, it's not like a
No,
milestone.
I mean, they should have known
birthday.
that I want nothing to do with that
Mhm.
ever.
Because you didn't like any of the people there. First
No,
of
I
all.
just don't want. I don't.
You don't want to be
do
surprised?
birthdays.
Do
No.
you remember like exactly what you were thinking at the time?
Mhm.
Like, was it
Yeah, get the fuck out of my
attention?
house.
Oh,
language.
Yeah, no, I can't do this.
well, it's
I
not
want-
your house technically. It
No,
was, like,
No,
your
you don't
parents'
own it
house.
because you didn't pay
Well,
the mortgage
very
at all.
interesting. I did not.
So,
no.
like, what was the thought
So-
behind that?
I was horrified, embarrassed, and felt sad and weird, and I did not like it at all.
Okay.
I imagine just the shouting of surprise.
It was enough.
Was
I
something
was,
that
I was
shut you down.
surprised, and then everybody, we were all surprised.
Was
you
it your
turned around.
friends
Is that-
or was it adults?
People that were in my youth group and some people, I guess, that were friends, maybe.
Do you realize that you ruined that day for them too?
Selfish. So
Um,
selfish.
I probably did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you ever think about that?
I will now.
Did
but-
you
Not to, like,
keep
you know.
all of the presents that they got you?
Nobody got me anything.
How did
What?
wait,
How do you
what?
come to a birthday
What?
party for a 12-year-old with no presents?
Go. I'm glad their day was ruined. I'm glad their
fuck
day
that.
was ruined.
You can't. That's.
Get
A
any
12-year-old's birthday party.
Are
and you
we
don't
sure
bring
this was
present?
a birthday party? Sorry.
It wasn't an intervention.
It felt like it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It felt like it.
Yeah, you do that, Claire. So they didn't have presents. Was there cake? Did you get to eat the cake? This wasn't a birthday party, Grady. I think this is not what this was. This was a
there
math
cake?
tutoring session where all the kids were getting in to take pre SATs.
Well, my math, I did have a math tutor because I'm defunct in math, and I used to just.
Do you need more water in it? Oh yeah. All right, she's good. She's good. We don't have to stop the podcast.
I think there
for
was
this.
probably cake, and I think my mother got me to come back out and stay in the den for a little bit with
I
these
think
people.
deep down inside you knew that they didn't bring you presents, and so what good is a party with your youth group if you're not getting
don't-
even crap presents?
I'd rather not have anything.
Stop it.
No.
At 12?
Mm-mm.
At 12?
No.
I
didn't-
don't think
didn't want
you
anything.
were around long enough to
When
see
did you-
that they didn't have presents
did
for
not
you.
want-
Yeah,
I
it was
did-
just
did
like
not
a
want-
reaction.
I did not
and-
want birthday presents as a kid.
When?
I didn't want to open.
When did that start? When
From a
did you
very
stop
early
wanting
age.
presents?
I think when I was able to actually verbalize it, because I didn't talk for a while.
Was there an incident that you had where you wanted a Cabbage Patch Kid, but instead you got a I don't know, a G.I. Joe or something like that, and so it forced this.
Well, now that's not. I did have.
I don't know.
I did.
It's
I did have.
stupid
I did have one
examples.
birthday pizza in, and and they showed Looney Tunes cartoons, and it was when G.I. Joe was big. I think I was in second grade maybe, and everybody brought me G.I. Joes, so I
okay.
basically got maybe
Yeah.
20 or so.
That's a collection.
That was a birthday.
Do you have birthday PTSD, or like is it just a thing that you've never?
I've never liked it.
And what can let's unpack that if you don't mind. For
I've never liked it because it was kids that had to come
suitcase
around
in
and hang out with me
bed.
that
Let's
made
open
fun
it
of me, or
Oh, really?
so
but
like
I'm
even
wondering,
like
is it the attention,
I
or
don't wanna.
is it the people? Like, if people
Both.
you really, really like if Matt and I threw you a surprise party, would you be upset?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You know, Grady
Note
didn't.
to self.
Grady didn't tell us when his birthday was last year.
Then-
Remember that?
And why should
No,
but because
no,
I don't
we found
think
out.
about
We found out when it was, and then I told all of the kids that he works with right away because he came to see a show, and they were there, and I spoiled it for him, and they were like, "Why didn't you say anything?" And I was like,
I just don't think about it.
Yes.
You don't
How do you
think
not think
about
about
it?
I don't get that. No, I do get it. He's been hanging on to being 28 for a long time.
All right.
And if he
That's
celebrates
all
a
right.
birthday,
It is.
then he is adding a year, and he doesn't want to add a year.
It does. That does get on you. At the older you get, you're like, well, it's what is it, 34? That's
Birthdays
not a
always
fun
have
year.
felt sad to me.
The anniversary of your 49th or the anniversary of your 39th.
They feel sad. They feel too much pressure. I don't want. Just save your energy.
All right. I wonder.
How can
I
we
had a threat.
foil this?
Oh, well, I bought him a lot of birthday presents to make him enjoy
It was very kind.
the
I
moment.
appreciate it.
And so
When
we're
did
breaking.
you get
we're
him
breaking
birthday
the ice.
presents?
You
This
were-
year or last year?
This year. You were here for it. I gave them to him in front of you. No, I handed you the bag. Did you? You didn't open them? Did you?
No,
open
open
them up
here.
Yeah, I believe you had to. Have
I've
been
never
there.
had the expectations of what. I've never had that issue of expecting things.
Well, good for you because it stinks.
It sounds like
It definitely stinks. Although I have had a surprise party. I had two, I think, in the same year. Both were good experiences. One my parents threw for me. They were like, "Do you want to go out to dinner?" It was like a week before my birthday or something like that. I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." I was like, "We're going to go Chinese food." I was like, oh, "Okay, we always go to Chinese food, whatever." Blah, blah, blah. And we walk in to this restaurant, and there's this long table in the back, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck. Somebody's having a birthday party. It's gonna be this is gonna be an awful night. They're just gonna be so loud and stuff. Why would someone have a birthday party and they invited Ross? Why is Ross at this birthday party and Hannah?
And
Why
Craig.
are Hannah and Emma at this birthday? Oh fuck! It's for me. And my parents just organized all my friends, and they were basically all my theater friends, and we had a nice Chinese food experience. It was really nice. I remember very, very clearly. I'm not really expressing it, but I walked in and I was like, "There's a birthday going on."
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And they invited my friends. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, I got caught." And
It's
then,
always funny how when it's a surprise party, you're like, whose birthday is it?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's mine.
the other
I didn't have that experience.
The other time I was hanging out with my friend Hannah. She's like, "Let's just do something, the two of us." And I was like, "All right, let's do that." And so we were hanging out at her house, and my parents were away. They went away a lot because that's what happens when you have real adulting in your life. They go on vacations. And my sister called me, and oftentimes we had two Labradors, a black lab named Licorice and a yellow lab named Mackie. And our backyard was fenced in, but you'd leave them out there for a while. They'd find ways through the fence and they'd run away. And sometimes we lost them for a couple days. And so this was a thing that went on maybe once or twice a year. So I'm at Hannah's house, and my sister calls and goes, "I'm so sorry. I let the dogs out, and they got out of the fence, and now I need help getting them back." I'm like, "Oh, fuck you. Come on. I'm supposed to just have a nice evening." I was like, "All right." So Hannah and I got in my car and drive back, and I'm just like fuming. The whole time, just fuming. And Hannah's really not saying anything. She's not looking at me. She's just kind of looking out the window. Basically, because my sister set me up.
Yeah.
This didn't happen. So I was driving in up the road. We lived on a little private road. We had a big driveway, and I drive towards the house, and the driveway is just full of cars. Just full of cars.
And you're thinking like, oh my God, she got the whole neighborhood to come help.
No. The minute I saw the cars, I was like, "Oh, I've been fucking had." But before I did that, I'm driving up the road, and I'm starting to slow down, and I'm starting to look out the window for the dogs, and that's where Hannah just couldn't hold it anymore. She was just laughing so hard at me because she knew it was all fake, and I'm fuming. I'm really fuming, and then I'm slowly driving the car, looking for the dogs on the road, and finally I get in there, and she just burst out laughing because I knew. I when I saw the cars, I knew. So that was really, really nice of my sister to set up a surprise party for me. Then she did manipulate my emotions with the dogs, but those are the two surprise parties that I've had that I believe that I had that I thought were both successful.
I thought I always like throwing little surprises for people. I threw my sister a surprise 21st birthday party in college, and she and her good friend have birthdays like 10 days apart. And then me and my sister's younger sister have birthdays 10 days apart. So we were like sister twins. So we me and my friend threw our sisters a surprise 21st birthday party. We were freshmen at in college, and our sisters were seniors. And my parents allowed us to use the house. They actually took a night off, went to stay at they went to get a hotel room somewhere and let us have the house, which was really nice. And so we had a bunch of people over, and then I orchestrated the whole thing. They went out to dinner, came home, and then all their friends were there, and it was like really fun. And it was, your typical little night of drinking. And that was fun. And so then,
But it's nice
Did
to
you bartend?
Yeah, everybody got margaritas.
somebody made jungle juice with like Dubra and like
put it in a
fruit punch
recycling bin.
mix,
Good
Kool-Aid or
Lord.
something.
Oh
Oh,
my
God, the
God.
worst. Yeah. Everybody was walking around with like stained pink mouths.
My
the whole night.
21st, I threw up on AstroTurf.
Well, that's not easy to clean.
Barfed all over the wall. I projectiled everywhere. It's because somebody tricked me. Someday I got had. Del Grooms said, let's all do a shot of tequila. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. And everybody did shots, but they pretended like they did them, but they didn't. And I did one, and it immediately, my body rejected it. And there you go. That's great.
Yeah.
22nd birthday was really good, though, actually. That
You
was-
Wait,
need
that
to
was-
avoid the tequila.
Yeah, well, I had so many disgusting drunk nights, and I just continued to drink. So my sister ended up throwing me a surprise 21st birthday party, which was nice, and I totally didn't see that coming. Because I feel like for my birthdays, like it's the middle of the summer, like no one's around, and I was just excited that I was
Surprise
turning
parties
21.
feel like you're being kidnapped. I don't like the...
Oh, well, not if it's done right. And also, like, I have a lot of friends and close friends that I find that are like family to me. So when I get to see them, I'm so excited.
That is cool. That's a nice thing. The only nice thing about birthdays for me is if people are getting together, you get to see people and enjoy watching them have a nice time.
Yeah.
I could give a shit about my birth. I do not care. In fact, I remember very distinctly my mother talking to who taught at my school to the administrator, who ran the announcements and things, to never announce my birthday over the PA.
I do think
It would make me. I mean, it would just completely.
Yeah.
It was horrible for me. So then it got to the point where most people didn't know what my birthday was, so I never told anybody.
Again, you're protecting your age. You don't want to add years to it.
Yeah, we see right through that, Grady.
Yeah.
I
I'm
have
not
to
full
actually. There was a time. So I, that I've shared with this, like the podcast, that I am sober and I have, years of abstinence from drugs and alcohol, and I have like a date, like a date that I got sober, and it happens to be my birthday.
Right.
So the last drink that I had was the night before my birthday, however many years ago. And it wasn't like, that was my last drink. Like it was like
It
that.
was you had made a choice to have a better life for yourself.
Yeah, it was like it was the night before my birthday. I was doing a show. I was like, hey, let's go to the bar. My last drink was a Guinness, and I went the next day, and I was like, I turned 29, and I was like, I'm so miserable. I was like, everyone's like, oh, it's your birthday, and I'm like, I'm almost 30 and I haven't done anything that I want to do in my life. I'm miserable. I don't have the job that I like. I don't have a partner. I thought I'd be married by now. I thought I would have kids by now, and I'm not happy. So it was like that. It wasn't like my birthday I was like, I'm gonna stop drinking. It was like, I'm just I don't
want a new life.
Yeah. So I spent the next, the program that I decided to partake in for the next year was, I was like, wow, like I'm going to be turning 30 on the day that I celebrate a year of sobriety if I stay sober. And, so that day, a friend of mine, we had the same sobriety date. So it was like a double whammy. And not only was it the expectation of like, oh my God, it's my birthday and I'm turning 30, which I was like such a big deal to me. But also having that 1 year was also an incredible deal. So my friend and I, we got up in the morning. We went to like hike a tiny little mountain somewhere in New York. And then came back and I was like, we're having a great day, this and that and the other. And then all of a sudden, like I'm having food with my parents, and I don't know if I had a friend over or something, but I got so anxious that I like threw up.
Mm.
And I think I had some other stuff going on, like some other mental obsession over something or someone at the time. So I was like, I had a lot in my head. I had a lot going on. There was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of turmoil. And I just lost it. And I cried. And this happened for a couple of years, actually. Like,
Copy that.
On the date.
yeah. And it's, and every time, every year for the last couple years that I've been like, my birthday's coming up and my anniversary is coming up, and like the whole month of July, there's a time stamp of like X years ago, this is where I was. And I like spiritually, like those things kind of come back like to haunt me in my subconscious. July's a really tough month for me. And then as soon as the birthday comes,
I get it.
it's like, I gotta just chill the fuck out that day. And then not, and then I it's kind of like getting over a hump, but the time the birthday's over, then it's like turning over a new leaf. It is a little bit like a January 1st kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
But birthdays, like, I think over time, like, you just never know, like, what's going to change in your life and what's going to, you know, and I don't really always have to celebrate it on the day of my birthday. Like, it's too much pressure. It's way too much pressure for that one actual day.
I definitely think that, you know, one of the big shifts in my life was when I got divorced, and it almost forced me to take a different perspective on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just basically the circumstances of my life had changed so drastically that if I put a lot of importance on it when I was already feeling a little bit broken,
Your New Year's Eve.
I mean, it could have destroyed me. Yeah, I mean, but that's
It's a
it's
crapshoot.
the same thing, you know. For many years I have like not cared about New Year's Eve. It could, you know,
Could give a rat's
Yeah.
ass.
but struggled with the birthday thing. The thing that I was going to say too, before we dove deeper and kind of feels trite at this point, but like there is some fun in throwing a surprise
Yes.
birthday party for someone.
Yes.
The playful deception that you get to indulge in, and then you get to really be thoughtful for somebody. So I can't wait for us to throw Grady a surprise party.
Oh, Grady's sad.
Fuck off.
No, we're gonna do it on your birthday, so he'll
Fuck
never see
off.
it coming.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it'll just be us.
No.
I
It'll
would
just be
love to
us.
throw somebody else a birthday party on my. No, actually, I'm sorry. I would like all the attention on my birthday, but
Done.
But I might throw up.
Well, I
We'll do
I
it
think
on-
that's fine.
Flag President's Day.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too is like
We'll do
other
it
days.
at like a Haverty's.
You know, we're not celebrating Matt's birthday on Matt's birthday.
No, I got some beautiful balloons on my door yesterday. It was a really beautiful surprise. The boys and I came home from the show last night, and there were a lot of balloons on my door, and no letter.
And nothing missing from inside the house.
I
that you know of.
am not organized. Yeah, enough to know, but none of the things that I value, like my televisions. No, the balloons didn't make it inside the house. Somebody wrapped them very, very tightly around my doorknob. It took a little while to undo that knot. But they were on the outside.
Was your door locked?
The door was locked.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. Did maybe it was somebody in your apartment building? I mean, how easy is it to get into your apartment building?
Can I just say that? Well, you can just walk in the door. You
Oh,
just
there's
can't
no
get-
like you can't just get buzzed in or
We're on-
anything.
that's
No,
not
there's no-
okay. There's security.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's a doorman
Yeah.
There's
he's got a
several
secret
doormen
password that you have to
and
know to get
snipers.
in.
To make
24
sure.
Wannabush Street.
Don't say what it is.
Wannabush.
You learn how to spell Wannabush, and then you can find me.
WANNABUSCHHHEY.
Why?
Can I just say though,
AE.
if you go on each town's record thing, and you can find people,
Harry
it's
Paratestes.
so fucking stupid.
Harry Balls.
Anyways, I believe people
can
who are
fly.
listening that the other two people on the microphone were the people who left me the balloons. They won't admit it. They just think it's a nice thing that happened. But I can tell by the way they're being coy that they probably did it. How they did it, I don't know, because they were with me the whole evening. Maybe one of their
Magic.
family did it. I don't know.
Well,
How is her mayonnaise in all of our classes?
there are other people in your life that do know it's your birthday.
Yes, that aren't in the show. I have friends who are not in the
Yeah.
show.
No.
No, I don't.
No.
There
I
are other
really
people-
don't.
I mean, you have family.
I asked my mom, and she said no.
Your mom was also at the show.
Yes, she was. I asked my ex-wife, and she said no. So
Well, your kids.
there's nobody else. My kids were at the
Well,
show.
it also has to be somebody who knows how old you were turning, because there is a number.
Well, that
on
could be
the-
off-brand or like out of season.
Oh,
I'm trying to think whose color combo is that? It's very like New Year's Eve.
I was thinking it's very funeral,
formal.
but yeah, no, it is.
Oh, is it funeral? Is that what the
I thought it was
intent
very
was?
puff.
This is I think
It is very
Oh,
puff-like.
very
You do?
puffy.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. I guess so.
Well, it's yellow. and-
It's a precursor to a stroke. I can tell you that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we gotta stop joking about this. It's
I
gonna
know, it's
happen.
gonna-
It's like say it 3 times and it's gonna happen.
I'm sorry, I had to blow my nose.
Sorry. Now that you're not hosting the podcast temporarily right now, Grady just died over there. Oh, without a stroke.
I wish.
I'm having a crick in my neck, so.
Take me
So
now,
it could
Lord.
be anything. Okay, so let's go to the myths. We talked a little bit about expectations and how difficult they can be. Myths or cliches. Which would we like?
Why would there be a myth or
Myth or
cliche about a birthday?
Okay, so let's go to cliches because they're kind of fun. One of the cliches is another year older, another year wiser.
Oh, well, yeah.
No.
You can be wiser in a not wise way.
Do you want
No.
at Grady's surprise party?
No.
right? We're
No.
intermingling.
You're making.
Do you
me
really
feel-
want someone coming up to you and go, "Oh, happy birthday, another year older, another year wiser"?
Fuck off.
I do think that we get wiser as we get older. It's just because
Absolutely.
of the amount of time that
Do we?
have made a stamp on this
We
world.
get stupider as we get older.
No.
You have the ability to get wiser. Does everybody choose that path? Does everybody take on that information? No.
No. Do
No.
we learn stuff? Yes.
What does Amy Mann say? It's not going to stop till you wise up.
Yeah. Yes, she does. It's a good
Rain
album.
frogs. Yes.
Yes, it is Raining Frogs. Not enough people have seen that movie. It's one of my favorites.
Here we
you
go.
have
I know it's
Oh.
supposed to be a
Stroke.
small
Happy.
movie,
Okay,
but
Matt. They got special interest. Matt, go.
If you have a stroke, you do sometimes not get wiser. You do get.
Wait.
yes, no, that doesn't
Matt's
have
gonna
anything to
tell
do
us
with
about
Magnolia.
Magnolia.
No, I'm
Oh,
just
sorry, I was-
see it.
I was
see
just
Magnolia.
talking about
it's
something
it's
else.
a great, one of my favorite movies, and it has like one of the greatest trailers of all time. I just love that trailer. Anyways, next one.
Boogie Nights took too much of the heat from that.
Maybe Boogie Nights is a great movie too, but
I'm just
like
saying it was-
Magnolia is magnificent.
It was just still so. Well, anyway, happy birthday to Magnolia. When is Magnolia's birthday?
I don't know. We should find
Let's
that out.
find it out right now.
Age is just a number
Yeah.
Yep.
because mentally, we kind of like settle in at about 24, 25 mentally.
No.
You don't think so?
Oh
No.
God, no.
28?
No.
I
I
feel
settled
like
in
I'm
at
still in
30.
my 20s mentally.
No. The 20s are a total shit show. 30s are
30s
when
are
I.
a shit show.
30s are. Well, I personally feel like when I turned 30, I was very nervous about it, as I said before. But then when I actually turned 30, I felt so much better. I was so much more comfortable.
Well, I do think like your 30s are an underrated decade. I think there's a lot of fun to be had in your 30s. There's a lot of fun to
January
have in your-
7th.
in your-
We missed Magnolia's birthday. Sorry.
Oh, how old is Magnolia?
It came out limited release 99 December 2000. So it's 24 years old.
Almost 20. Let's celebrate it on 25.
So, what's it doing in its 20s?
It's
Magnolia?
probably not as. It's probably not getting
Been
the
forgotten.
attention that
It
it
doesn't
should.
want the surprise party. Doesn't want the attention.
Oh. It can't be ignored. It will not be ignored. It will not be ignored, Dan. No, I just think mentally, like I hit a maturity in my mind. Like my sense of humor isn't really
Well-
past my 20s.
You had a big event in your 20s,
Yes, I did.
earlier than most people do, and that did something
Yeah.
to you.
I was 26, and that's always been a special number to me because that's my birthday as well, the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of like numerology going on
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I kind of miss my 30s, but still,
You missed your 30s.
yeah, I was a little.
You missed them, or you missed them?
I missed them. Like I don't know how participant I was in any of my life.
Life was
After
happening-
my dad
life
died,
was happening
you know?
around you.
Oh,
not really-
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
I was a passenger for sure.
All right, what do you feel like now? Do you feel like you can be the passenger still? God's in the driver's seat.
What?
I'm sorry. Say that again. Did you?
Again?
What
Yeah,
did you say?
please.
What did you
God's in
say?
God, you can
Look
be.
at you, little Carrie Underwood.
You could be. Yeah, you could be the passenger, and God's in the driver's seat.
Where
Jesus
is he
take the
taking
wheel.
you?
We don't know. We
So
have
you've
no
been
idea.
kidnapped by Jesus.
No, I don't see it that way.
What's Jesus wearing?
It's for me. It's not a Jesus thing. It's a God thing.
What's God wearing?
I don't know. God doesn't really have an outfit. I mean, to me, it's kind of like no one's in the driver's seat.
So it's a Tesla.
No, you have to be in the driver's seat.
I'm
if you're a
torturing
Tesla.
you. Fuck off.
Matt
Brady.
is
Just
not.
tell-
Matt is not
He's having
really
none of this.
uncomfortable
This
right
is
now.
my face during the surprise party when I was 12. Right here.
Matt just looked like he ate a
think I was
sour an airhead. What is?
He's sucking on a lemon. Hold on.
Are you having a stroke?
Maybe.
You said to stop choking about it because it's going to
know.
happen.
No, I
What if we all stroke out at the same time and it just keeps
Oh,
recording?
that would be so fun.
The boys find us and finish off.
Did
Oh,
anyone make
they
their
would be
stroke
so-
playlist yet?
Yeah.
My goodness.
I haven't
made mine.
I haven't.
Just put every Joni
we are
Mitchell song
running
on
out of
there.
time to make our stroke playlist. We are running out of time. No, for me, like,
Can't
I don't
believe
know.
you
if
remember that.
I don't know if I'm an atheist or an agnostic or whatever. Sometimes I believe in God, and sometimes
You're vegetarian.
I don't. I'm not a vegetarian. How fucking dare you? I do not eat healthy. I need to eat healthy. That's what's leading to my stroke.
Well, when you're here,
no,
your family.
I think anytime I hear like God in general, I tend to tense up because my relationship with a higher power is in transition. So
I actually say God when I am referring to a higher power because it's actually for lack of a better word.
yeah, and I get that. I get that. It's so loaded.
It is super loaded, and I've shifted away from my religious upbringing. So I go with a higher power, like a sense of like a universal connection kind of thing, like power from within.
I definitely think lately I have identified more with my Judaism, mostly because of Jewish friends.
And William Finn.
I'm sorry?
And William Finn.
Well, no. I mean, I had my love affair with William Finn back when I was in college. And we haven't really...
There was 4 of you in a room and you were all bitching.
we were all bitching. But I guess with Judaism too, it's very cultural as opposed to religious. A lot of people identify with their Jewish cultural, or they think of themselves as culturally Jewish as opposed to like religious. Anyways, how do we get on that? We were driving in a car,
With
but I
God.
wasn't.
Oh yes,
was
you
going on?
are
You don't like to
the.
call
Oh,
it
you've
God.
been the
I call it
passenger in
God.
your life since then, since you were
yeah, and
26.
Then you asked, how am I now?
Yeah, I did, and then I transitioned, and I'm sorry. So, do you feel like you're a little bit more present now?
I think you're
Since
super
I've been
present in your life.
consistently in therapy,
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a desire to be. I don't know that I always execute it as well as I'd like to. There are times where I feel much better at it, and then there are times where I let my old habits and narratives and my lack of a better word, the judge inside me control me more than I want to. But I do feel, even with recent events and this birthday coming up, like there's a possibility of still turning it around and becoming
Breakthrough?
becoming more of a driver than a passenger.
Well,
but I
and-
have to actively do that. you
Well,
know?
and this is where like my little analogy of the driver and you being in the passenger seat thing kind of comes into play, because when I had a shift, like a perspective change when I stopped drinking, and a lot of what people helped me with was like, live in the moment, take it one day at a time. And, I had a chokehold on like things in my life. I was trying to control everything. And because I can't control anything, I was frequently disappointed when things didn't go my way. And so I learned that I have to like go with the flow a little bit more, whatever that means for Claire, because it's very hard for me to do that. Like I want to know what's coming, but I also like when people would ask me like, what's your 5-year plan? I'm like, I don't know, because every time I've tried to make a plan, it's changed.
Right.
So, and I like that. So the idea of being in the passenger seat is actually the idea that's like, okay, I know where I want to go, but I don't know how I'm going to get there.
But you're not stationary.
Yeah.
You're moving.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, and
So
I get
let
that.
somebody else take whatever route it's going to take, but I know that I'm in good hands.
Yeah. I get that, and maybe the car metaphor for what we're both going through may not align and stuff like that. I feel like I've been a tourist, and I want to be a local.
So you're in the back seat?
I'm
Are you on the roof?
I'm not engaging in things in a way that resembles real life. I'm engaging in things on the surface. I'm grabbing a postcard from here and I'm taking a picture of the Eiffel Tower, but I'm not really understanding what it's like to live a life in Paris, to have a routine in Paris.
Are you Driftwood?
I don't think so, because I think Driftwood could have a really engaging experience based upon riding down the river, and I don't think I am. I think
Well, it's kind of like you pass through Paris and the Seine, but it goes by so fast, and you're like, oh, I didn't really have time to enjoy that, or I don't really know why I'm here.
Or I'm sitting in the house looking out the window at the Seine, going, oh, it could be good to take a ride down the river, but like I'll just safer here to just sit and watch.
So you're definitely not
French
Driftwood.
TV.
You're not as adventurous.
No, definitely not. And because I have this self-image of myself, I'm really trying to challenge that my perception of who I am may not be true. It may be true, but it may not be true. And I don't think I've ever allowed for that to really happen. I've always been like, well, the data says, my experience and my data says this, so I'm definitely this. And then you get the confirmation bias that you are this. And also, like my therapist said, like, I have a real body dysmorphia, which I never really thought of. I was like, no, I'm just self-conscious of my body. I don't see myself different than other people see me. Especially when I look at pictures, and I look at pictures of Claire and I go, wow, when I'm talking to Claire, I don't really think of her as that much smaller than me. We're just, we're looking each other eye to eye and we're having a conversation. But then I see a picture of us and I'm like, oh my God, there's a monster in Claire. Just because
I don't see that.
Because the
I
size.
understand.
And that's the thing that I haven't. But like the idea of that I may have this body dysmorphia, like I see myself as something so different than what other people see me as. I would never allow for your perception of me to be real. Like you don't see that, and that's legitimate.
I'm
'cause you
also
don't see it.
abnormally small. I also think that I am a little bit bigger than I am. Like I think I'm taller than I am. I think I'm thinner than I am.
Yeah.
I think that I see pictures of women wearing outfits and they're 5'9" and they are flat chested and they have no hips. And then I'm like, I could wear that, and I put it on and I'm like, I hate myself in the way I look in this outfit.
But I
yes.
see you like, I know that you're not as tall as I am, and I don't think of you as tall as I am, but I don't think of you as small.
Oh.
You know?
You're also very tall.
Yeah.
You're like what, 6 feet?
No, over 6'2".
You're over 6 feet.
6'2", yeah.
Oh my gosh, Matt, you're so tall.
Yeah.
That's really tall.
But I
I don't see you as that tall.
No, see, I don't either. I don't. Did I tell this story? Went to a Bare Naked Ladies concert, and they were filming it for VH1, and they always
Do go on.
they always do some sort of improv.
What's this, like
and stuff
95,
like this.
94?
Yeah, something.
Got it. If I had $1 million
no, it's
or
probably
so.
right around
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
And they always do improv with their songs, and they blah blah blah, and they picked me out of the crowd, and they sang this song.
You were the
about-
Courtney Cox. Wow.
Well, I didn't get pulled onto the stage. They just made a song about me because I had.
Well,
I
that
had
is
the-
you being pulled on the stage
well,
metaphysically.
I had, I had a beard and a hair, and my hair was kind of crazy. And
I had a beard and a hair.
And I did, and my hair was a little purple because I tried to dye it red. It just wasn't a good color, and so they sang this song called the hair and beard combo to me, and it was fun and blah blah blah.
They make
And
it up.
Did they air it?
Yeah, they made it up.
They air it?
Yeah, they aired it, so you can probably get it somewhere. It wasn't till I watched the video of it that they didn't have a choice. They had to pick me out of the crowd because my
You were
head
so
stuck
tall.
out of everybody.
Like everybody
They
around
were
me
you
was
were
like
the easy
shoulder-
choice.
Yeah, because there was a head amongst people who were 5'8", 5'9". But I didn't like. We're all in the crowd just bopping around. And I'm like, we're all the same size. But no, when I see the video, I realized, oh yeah, I am much taller than
Listen,
a lot of people.
We know somebody who's like 7 feet tall.
Yes.
And that is
Tall. That's tall.
I think
I'm
people
not
are getting
tall.
taller now.
Could be. I mean,
Yeah.
look. I know a lot of people who are my height or whatever, but I also don't think of myself as tall because when we look each other in the eye, I feel like, oh, we're all kind of around the same size.
Well, we're also sitting at a table right now.
Yes, but like we could be standing backstage, and
It's actually it's when we're all I'm comfortable with my height because I don't know what it's like to be different than what I am. This is
Right.
this is the level that I see the world in. But there have been times, sometimes tall people will kind of go down to my level and they'll say, "This is what it's like down here." And it's as a joke, and I'm like, yeah, I never really thought about that. And like, I can't physically get up to where somebody is and be like, "Oh, it's like up here. There's
the weather's.
I think it would freak me out if I was that tall.
I
feel like I'd fall over all the time.
In the end, my whole point was this. I have for a long time tried to make myself as small in a room as I can. I have not felt that I should take up more space. I should invade other people's space.
That's how I hear you.
And so the idea of now going through life being okay, or at least challenging being okay with taking up space, will be very, very different for me. And that's kind of what my work is. When I think about how do I change the perception of myself, I have to actively do stuff. I can't just be a tourist. I can't just be a passenger. I have to actively go and say hi to people and walk through a crowd and not feel like I'm putting people out by making them shift so that I can be in a space, and that's a very, very different. When you don't think you deserve that, or you're trying to make yourself very little, I don't want to say it can be hard, but it can be.
No, it can be.
It helps create this narrative for me about not having much self-worth, and so again, like I said, I'm actively challenging that now, and have been I've been working on that since I've been in therapy, not really understanding it as well as I do at this moment. And now it's, can I execute it and stuff like that?
Thank God for therapy, right?
Well, I don't think
God
I can
for
trust
medical
anybody who doesn't want to have some time for self-reflection during the week or something like
Right.
that. Anyway, so where were we? We said age is just a number. It's your special day.
Nope.
Claire. It is, damn it.
Oh no! Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not for Grady.
My real response.
Not for Grady.
I think you're talking about
Somebody else's
taking up
special day,
space. That
too.
I think maybe I always I feel like a burden on my birthday.
I believe.
Not in a martyr fucking stupid way. I just feel like a bird. I don't
But
want to
isn't
bother.
that very fucking similar to what I'm just?
Yes,
what I just
and that's
said?
why I was just equating that with what you're saying, because
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
make myself on my birthday. I want to make myself as small as possible. Please don't bother.
These are cliches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I genuinely mean it. I don't want anybody to. Please don't go out. It's okay.
No, I
My
know.
dad. I grew up with my dad always telling me it's just another day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I've had to.
It's just another
I've had to accept that too.
And I
like
used
with
to
the
kinda-
summer camp thing, that was like, oh my god, like I'm not getting, because when you're younger, it's all about you, and then when I went to camp, I was like, oh my god, like it's not all about me today. Like I have to accept that. If people aren't nice to me today, it's not about, it's them, it's not me, kind of thing.
Right, because everybody's coming in with their own story. But can we all just come together on this? It's got to be a little less of what Claire and I want about being a special day, and a little less about what Grady wants being a special day. Can't we meet in the middle? Like, it's okay to think this is a special day,
Sure.
without thinking that you're a burden on people.
Oh, well, I don't know if I.
Well,
for
here's what
myself-
I think about the
and
birthday.
without thinking the world has to stop for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes.
there's
Yes.
It's a combo. It's
Yeah.
you coming a couple steps to the center, and Claire and I coming a couple steps to the
Yeah,
center.
because there
Well,
are
you want me
people
to-
who
you're-
make the birthday
don't push
month
me.
all about them and this
Yes.
and that, and it's such a big deal, and they have to get the right gift, and if they don't get this, then they're mad at their husband, and blah blah blah. I know,
Jesus,
but then
no,
it's
too
like, you know
much.
what? This is the anniversary of the day that my mother,
Yeah, it should be about them, right? It should be about the mothers.
yeah, had that extremely traumatic experience.
For the second time.
opening herself up.
Yeah. And when Matt, not with that face.
I'm
It
sorry.
comes
You
in
made a joke.
different ways. Mine wasn't even that way.
You
Mine
got cut
was,
out?
I got cut out.
Could you kill Macbeth? Were
Is that
you
what-
were you
yeah, I could.
ripped untimely from your mother's womb?
I
Yeah,
don't
right
know if
there.
I was untimely, but I had to come out or else I was going to die.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Potter too. We could all kill Macbeth.
Okay, cool.
We're all.
What
We're
about you,
Macbeth
Grady?
killers. Sawyer could. I shouldn't say their names on the fucking thing.
Oh my God.
Um,
What about you, Grady?
My eldest. I can go and bleep it. My eldest.
Man,
What
it's
time is it?
everything
It's
you're saying.
it's
Stop
at
saying that
it's,
word.
It's at oh
Stop
I'm
saying that
we're not in the
word.
theater.
I don't care.
We're not in a
Oh,
theater.
we're not allowed to say that word around Grady?
Macbeth.
Stop.
We're not in a theater. It's not bad luck if you're not in a theater.
Grady just
The Scottish play. No. Okay, so we can kill the Scottish king.
Mm.
The what is it? The
So Elvis and Aloysius. How
no.
old-
So,
No, so I'm
That's
just
weird.
saying. My eldest couldn't kill him.
what do you have to
Elvis.
explain that for our listeners though? What
Okay,
does that
so
mean?
like one of the prophecies that comes to Macbeth when he's king is that he cannot be killed of someone born of a woman,
Yeah.
And so Macduff comes in and goes, I was from my mother's womb untimely ripped, meaning a cesarean section. So if you were born by cesarean, then you can go and kill the Scottish king.
Wow, we should all have a get together for Macbeth killers.
Right?
Yeah.
We should be a group. Because if
Let's be a
somebody
group
gets
on
if
Facebook.
somebody gets crazed,
Actually, somebody
power.
might get killed, but because you never know who's out there.
no,
But
true. So anyway, I think in
why?
Oh, you
yeah,
were
so
saying your
this-
mother.
So the celebration of that, yes. Should it be about the mothers? Yeah. I mean, on my birthday, my parents always have a sentiment. They're like, X many years ago on this day, this is what happened. And my dad's like, I remember where I was. They always say something really, really kind and metaphysical, and that's what I think you're celebrating, or what I'm celebrating, and it's never about the pomp and circumstance. We're in my family, we're having a gift upheaval right now. We're trying to get fewer gifts for everyone and have them be a little bit more special, because otherwise it's just too many, like we talked about at Christmas, too many gifts that are a little
not
superfluous.
Yeah, you're just checking it off.
But if we really pay attention to what it means, it's a celebration of our life on Earth.
Yeah.
Which is a very large achievement. We've been alive for this long. It's hard to stay alive in this world. Everything's out there to kill us.
Yeah. Especially if you're in a tent with cake.
Mm-hmm.
How you can survive that is pretty remarkable.
I mean, there's a little bit of self-sabotage that,
Oh, yes.
yeah, we
Yes.
do
My eating
subconsciously.
habits have been self-sabotage for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I wanted to say when you brought up celebrating the actual birth. First of all, both my kids have great stories about their birth, so we'd love reliving them on their birthdays for sure. One, my youngest, is a miracle, is a huge miracle. I may have talked about it. The reason he was an emergency C-section was because he had a double true knot. And a true knot is where baby swims around in the womb and then turns their umbilical cord into a knot, and is the leading course of stillborn births. They put the umbilical cord in a knot, and then they basically suffocate. They pull it so tight that
It's
they can't
amazing
breathe.
that they can't see this happen
Yeah.
before it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can't. And he had two of them, so he really is a miracle.
He had a
baby.
double true knot.
He had a double.
Yeah.
And so he was an emergency C-section. But anyways, what I really wanted to say was sometimes a birthday is just an excuse to celebrate people you care about. And
You only get to do it once a year.
yeah, I won't let your experience up until now get in the way of me doing that.
Good.
So
That's
I say that to Grady because Claire would have no problem with me celebrating her on her birthday.
No, but also, yeah, I think that, if you get rid of all the birthday bullshit, I like to celebrate my friends' birthdays because it's something that I can be there for.
Yep.
There are times when I'm like, I can't make it, I'm so sorry, and then I don't feel bad. But if it's a birthday, I'm like, I'm going to do my best to be there.
Yeah.
And then it also gives you the opportunity to see other people, all the mutual friends of that person, meet new people.
Yes, and we desperately need to meet new people
Do
because our pool is very, very
do fun
small.
things.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, create experiences. And so I believe, and even if, I use this term tongue in cheek, but if you want to be a birthday Grinch, I still believe that us Who's in Whoville could come together and throw you a party that you would feel very happy about because it would be not an extravaganza, but it would be people who care about you coming together to say, we love you. And so I think that would feel very different from you. I don't think we would be challenging you to experience something that would feel like a root canal, which it probably felt like when you had a surprise party.
Dental work being done up in my ass.
But like, if Claire and I threw together a thing with other people that you liked, and
Well, I don't know if we. I don't
went to that
know.
Restaurant that you liked.
I don't know if we should do that. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that without Grady knowing.
Oh well, I'm not saying it had to be a surprise.
Oh.
But like we were putting all the thoughtful.
Yeah.
We were putting all the thought into it, and we were putting effort towards something. For him, on the surface, I think he would feel uncomfortable, and I'm okay. I'm okay with a little bit of that uncomfortableness.
I mean, I have to say, like, I get a little.
I'm yelling, even if it's not a surprise. I'm yelling surprise.
Oh, fine. I still get upset. Well, I mean, I've had it's a weird mental thing, and I can't explain it, but I have had I've thrown some parties for myself for my birthday, and I haven't liked it.
No, I'm with you right now.
I don't like it.
So with you.
One year I tried when I
Nope.
was like 28, 27. It was bad, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. And it's not like it was a bad party. I just didn't enjoy it. And then a few years ago, I did the same thing. And I was like, this person got pissed. This person got pissed. This person cried. I'm like, this is my fucking birthday. Stop making it about you. And then, and if, not a lot of people showed up.
No, we didn't get an invite. Although I don't think you knew Grady then.
I didn't. I probably invited you.
I don't think so.
I'm sure I did.
No, I don't think so. I don't
think
know
I
that
did.
we were tight enough to
It's like
be
2
like.
years ago.
I think if I got an invite to your birthday, I would
Well,
have showed up.
also, it's not like everybody can come on one day, which is fine. A lot of people texted and said they couldn't come, which is fine. But then there were people who said they were going to come, and
And then
last
didn't
minute
show
they
up.
didn't come.
Yeah, go fuck
and I was like,
yourselves.
where is my crowd?
Yeah,
So that I was like, I'm never doing this again. Plus, first of all, why am I doing this? It's my birthday. I don't want to throw my own party.
I'm so with you in every way. And then on the flip side of that, it's like, if I want something to happen, I kind of have to manifest it to happen. And I don't like that. And I have experienced that this year, and it doesn't feel good at all, because I really do feel like I'm even putting people, it's not a big crowd, but I feel like I'm putting people out already. And that's just not a good feeling. Whereas I should just go, these are the things I'm doing. You want to show up, show up. But like, yeah, I hate it. I'm actively hating most of that right now, because part of me is like, well, if people care, they'll fucking do it. But that's not the truth. They all care.
Right.
How do you feel, Matt, right now that your birthday is, like, we're on the cusp of your birthday right now? Like, what is, we're here.
Yes.
The time has come.
Yes.
You've made it pretty far.
In life,
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Stroke free. Well, that's
We got about 12
up for
hours. We got 12
interpretation.
hours to get
Okay.
through that.
Oh my God. Grady, stop talking about
Siri,
it.
set a timer for 12 hours.
I'm
Are you feeling all the same things that you just described that you felt like that we've been talking about for the last hour?
absolutely, absolutely, and I am trying not to give it much weight. Obviously, it's a milestone, and I haven't let the other milestones really be a thing. But I am definitely going through a lot of the Claire questions about my life and all of that stuff.
What are the Claire questions?
What have I done with my life? Where am I? In the scheme of things.
The 30th birthday questions.
Yes, and then on the other side, I'm feeling like I have a bit of a roadmap in terms of like therapeutically how I want to shift the way that I'm looking at life, and those two things are coming in conflict with each other. So I really want to see if I can execute some of these shifts in how I behave, as well as not give my birthday too much weight. But it feels like it's going to break my heart, and I'm trying not to delve too much into
Meaning
it.
other people are going to break your heart?
No, my the ex. Yes, Claire, you have a question?
Because I think, you know,
She raised her hand.
we have to, like, the birthday is about what we make it, not what other people will make it for us. I think if we're really looking at it from a true spiritual value, a birthday is a celebration of life, and we've made it this far. And the problems that I had when I was about to turn 30, when I got there, eventually a year later, I was like, I'm really glad that I am where I am, because I'm not ready for any of those things that I said that I thought I wanted. And 4 years later, I still don't have those things. I'm getting a little anxious about it, but I'm like, if I had those things at the time, I don't know I don't know who I would be today. And
I get that.
But also, like, if we constantly rely on other people to shower us with praise, affection, attention, gifts, and a certain thing, we will always be disappointed.
Always. Yeah. No.
So where is it coming from? We need to have the enough self-appreciation to enjoy this day, rather than getting our happiness from outside of ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think I'm waiting for other people to do it. I'm fighting expectation.
So what's going to disappoint you and break your heart?
The fact that I haven't really resolved my own self-worth before I got here. You shake your head, but
I'm shaking my head because that's not something that you solve in a certain time. That's exactly how I felt.
But like, yeah, absolutely. And it's understanding the logic that makes zero sense, combined with the emotional feeling that takes over my body at the thought of that. And so I am actively working towards thinking that I have more self-value than I have believed in the past. But that is running up against the fact that I'm at a milestone in my life, and I thought perhaps one of the most important things, like what the second headmaster says, love is the greatest magic of all. I thought that love would be more present in my life. I thought it would be easier to have managed is not the right word, but easier to have found in my life. And I am fighting against the idea that because it's not in my life, that I still have value, you know? And these are just long-term things that I have always been struggling with. And you know, hopefully I feel like I know things that I can kind of do to maybe help that. But it's executing those things. But those two things at this moment are running up against each other.
Are you talking about romantic love?
Yes.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. And because Grady says it to me all the time. He's like, but I love you. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking love that. But for me, and you guys can't take this the wrong way,
We're not enough.
friendship has always run away.
Mm-hmm.
Friendship has been the thing that I gave all of my love to in my teens, and really abandoned me when I needed it most. And when I think about my friendships and stuff like that, I have very few friends from before my father died, to a lot of new friends after my father died. But really to not... One's coming and going. And I feel like the friends that I have are eternal friends right now, but like the past has shown that that's not always true. So
No,
when...
but that's also not, that's everybody's experience.
Sure, but I guess I just see it with some of my other friends often. Like they're still friends, and I question like, what is it about? And I've said this on our friendship episode. What was it about me that wasn't worth making the effort? Because I feel like I made the effort to keep our friendship up. So my friendship trauma, if I can be so self-indulgent, has centered my desire for love to be, or put the weight behind my desire for love to just be
Romantic love.
romantic love. That has the greatest value in it. That's what it is.
Well, but do you feel like now that your friends, the love that you have from friendship now is strong, or do you feel like it's fleeting? Because I think that we can't always rely on romantic love.
No, obviously, yes, you're absolutely.
So if you're waiting for that, it's not gonna. You're not gonna find it. It's gonna find you.
I don't know about that. To me, that feels. Don't make that face at me.
I'm not even making a face.
That's a little bit of a face,
it's just that I like, as your friend.
Yes.
I didn't like. When people are attracted to one another as friends, I think it's mutual. It's like we like something in each other.
Yes.
It's not one-sided, and that grows. So like, I just think that when we are looking for something, we don't find it. Sometimes. When we're expecting and we're waiting for something,
I think you're
happen.
right.
Well,
I think you're right
that's
sometimes.
different. Waiting is different than looking. Actively looking, I believe you will find it if you are looking. And the fact that you are looking means that it will come to you and that it is right and that you shouldn't question that.
But it depends on how you're looking.
If you're waiting on something, you're not looking for it.
I mean, I could be on the dating apps,
if you're not,
and I have been for months, and haven't.
You're on Unhinged?
I'm on the Unhinged app.
So
but I haven't found.
We talked about creating an app called Unhinged, where it's just like, this is all my shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can connect with like, I fucking have OCD too. Yeah. I can handle where cabinets grow. I have night terrors. Great. This is my person. You unhinge, you make a match, and they crash together.
Yeah.
That's where you make a match. I crashed.
The Crashed app.
I crashed.
Unhinged crash.
Oh,
my
great. I
God.
just gave the fucking idea away.
We'll bleep that part
that
out.
one
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bleep it out.
That's
no,
a very good idea.
I think you're all. I think you're both right. You're all right.
I just don't want you to be sad for your birthday.
Well, I appreciate.
I'm trying to control this.
Which is so
You
like
can
the
barely
opposite
control
of your
your
advice to me the other day.
gas.
Like you can't control this.
Yeah, leave
Can't control somebody's
God in the
reaction.
driver's seat.
Little Carrie Underwood.
I feel like I'm actively working on it, but I do have friend trauma, for sure. And look, I right now I have old friends that I'm just really not even talking to.
And that's fine. Me too.
That's part of friendship.
I've made one of the closest friendships I have today is someone that I met a year ago. It ousted some of the others.
Yes. Well, you're very, very good at. Yeah, I know. You want me to finish that sentence? You're very, very good at.
I'm good at making
boundaries
friends.
and keeping true to the theories that you're holding for yourself as you're moving through your life now in sobriety.
But that's not how I make friends. I make friends by being my most genuine self.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But how you hold on to friends, whether you're going to move away from them, whether you're going to trust them or not, I think you're pursuing a very, very healthy way. And certainly I wish I could be as healthy.
But that also means that I've lost friends.
Yes, you have. But I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, the resolve you have in moving away from them is strong. Not that you're not sad.
Because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I have to correct myself when I think that somebody left me.
Yeah.
I have to self-correct. I have to think, why did this relationship not work out?
Right.
Is it because this person? Because I always feel like there's a reason, and I always feel like the reason can be reasoned with.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have a friendship with somebody anymore, and I actually miss that. Did we get into a fight and it's over? No. Did our lives go in separate directions? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I miss this person? I really do.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just is what it is. Could I call them up and have a conversation with them? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I won't. I don't feel like it. I've got other friends that need help.
Yeah.
I have other friends that need me for fun. I have fun to give.
I do feel like I have friends in my life right now who I trust on a deeper level than I probably trusted people in a long time, for sure. And there are a few of them. You know, there are definitely fewer of them. For sure. Just going to say for sure all the time. Ugh. So I do feel like they are strong, but I also know that I'm also just still reeling from all the friends that I lost based upon when my father died. Like it just feels very, very. It's a wound that hasn't healed for me. And when we did our friendship episode, a lot of that came out.
It can, though. Like, it can heal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, like, I mean, I think at this point, you know, and I think, and I've had to think about this, too. You know, life is, and this is what I had to go through when I turned 30. It's like, you can't put, I think that having a family and having children and a spouse is going to be, like, the goal I work toward, and then I'm going to be happy. But then you have all that shit to deal with.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? How did I possibly think that my life was going to, like, it was going to be the last page of this fairy tale?
Right.
Like, absolutely not. And
It's
now I'm
ever
like,
after.
really, yeah, like,
Yeah.
there's always the sequel.
Yeah.
It's the
Act
second
two.
act
There's
of
act
Into
two.
the Woods.
Yeah.
You know, so where I'm going with this is that we're never going to stop figuring it out.
No, you're absolutely right. I just want to get hugged.
I mean, look at Grady.
That's true. Look at him. Arms crossed. A little bit like he's had enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to move
Oh,
on.
I'm listening.
I'm an active
He
He
listener.
says more with his eyes than anyone I know.
Yeah, it's not
I
good for
think.
the podcast, right? Grady's eyes are saying a lot.
It's good for stage acting. If anybody comes and sees our show, it's great. It's pretty much Grady's show. Grady can actually do the whole show without any of the rest of the cast, I think.
That's what the audience was saying last night.
No.
They're like,
That's
more
not true.
Grady,
That's
less of
not
the
true.
rest of
That's
you.
not true. That's not
No,
true.
we tease because it's fun. Surprise!
Oh, shit.
Grady just left.
Wow. Our birthday episode
Yeah.
really went
I
some
don't
places.
even think we finished.
Oh, we didn't.
What are some myths?
Sure.
What are the myths?
Sure, I'll go to the mess. Well, while
Miss,
while
we
we're
can get to
here,
the theater on time.
while we're here,
Gotta get some
some of the myths. Birthday superstitions. Some people believe in birthday superstitions, such as the idea that certain birthdays, like the number 13th or multiples of 13, are unlucky. Others believe that blowing out the candles on a birthday cake in one breath will make your wish come true.
Oh, okay.
Birthday numerology. In numerology, some people believe that the date of your birth can influence your personality and destiny. For example, some believe that people are born on certain dates have specific characteristics or fates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you don't believe in the astrology of
Mm-mm.
other things, Grady, but you do have an astrology that you believe in.
I do,
I definitely feel like
but it goes on the year.
I am very much my sign. in every way.
Mm-hmm. So am I.
Yeah, I don't want to give it weight, but I just feel like it's so
That's
right
another
on.
episode. Signs.
Birthday curses. In some cultures, there are myths about birthday curses or bad luck associated with birthdays. For example,
Ooh.
some believe that celebrating a birthday too extravagantly can attract negative energy or bring misfortune.
Saltburn.
Oh, there you go. Birthday astrology. Here we go. Some people follow astrology and believe that the position of celestial bodies at the time of their birth influences their personality traits and life events.
Yeah.
Birthday astrology can provide insights into our person's character and future.
Yeah.
It can, but people do it wrong.
I'm done. I'm done with these myths. These are. Can you imagine like turning 13 and be like, "This is an unlucky number," but then you have to sit with it for a year?
Well,
I would
not
die.
even-
I would
not-
never leave my
What
house.
if you're
in the Jewish
13
religion,
going
you
on
get
30?
You get a separate party called the bar or bat mitzvah.
What if you're
So-
13 going on 30?
That was a movie, and that's not real.
No, but Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo are real.
Yeah.
And she got to skip everything and just be a businesswoman.
Yeah. God, that scares
Yeah.
the shit out of me.
I think it was better when we watched it in Big and he ate corn and caviar. So,
Corn
Happy
and
birthday.
caviar?
yeah, do you remember when Josh Baskin went to the party?
and he
I
spits
actually
he
it
never
out.
watched that
he ate
movie.
the mini corn. You've never seen Big?
Mm-mm. Or that I can remember. I mean, I know about it, but I just I never got around to it. You have
Wow.
no idea how much time I have spent watching Lord of the Rings in my life.
Yes.
Like,
many
Lord
times,
of the
many
Rings
Read
times.
it
took up
9 times.
so many years and hours of movies in my life, even to this day.
Yeah, I hear you. It's delicious entertainment.
So I missed out on a lot of other quintessential movies
Because you rewatched.
because I have watched Lord of the Rings so many times.
Yeah. All right.
Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What, Grady? What are you talking about?
Whoa.
I
Yeah,
told
you're-
you
you're-
there's gas all over my body.
You just
There's
moved,
a squeak?
You moved around so hard, it just popped out.
You
Actually
Lord of the
wasn't-
Rings so hard. It's the best birthday present ever. Oh, if you can hear the audio of it, I don't know if it came through because she was talking
If
at
you
the same
want-
time.
If you want more of that, I can provide.
Oh, please.
I could probably provide an entire, ecosystem,
What I really
a
love,
solar
I
system.
love that she pulled a mat and she just tried to pretend like it didn't happen.
I mean, I've been doing it. I've been doing it all day.
the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
just-
the only one that made noise.
Yeah, right. Rewind.
Okay, I have
We're
to go
gonna
to the
rewind.
bathroom, actually.
Okay. Well,
Happy birthday.
thank you for listening. I don't know what you learned. We'll talk about that later.
Okay,
Take
we'll
care.
see you next week, I think.
Please. Grady.
Bye.
Wait, was that Grady or was that Claire? I
That
don't
was
know.
Grady.
Oh, okay.
Grady did that on stage once, I think. Didn't?
I feel like he did it while somebody else was on stage. He did from backstage last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Did you do it from backstage last night?
What about the night before? I heard a big one the
I'm
night
very
before.
careful to not do that.
I felt like I was on stage during Zach
having
Smith,
it- you're-
and I heard a little.
I heard
No.
one too.
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was 2 nights ago.
So maybe that
You're
was.
having
And it
just-
was too loud to be Grady because Grady would be too quiet
You're
doing
having
it.
Mandela effect.
What?
What's the Mandela effect?
Another episode. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, I just farted again, but you couldn't hear it.
Bye.
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 Oh my God, that was too much fun. You can't hear the fart. I listened. You can't hear the fart. So if there's actual fart noise, I put it in there. I was having fun with different fart noises, and it just brought me such joy. I will say this. All right, my birthday is past at this point, and both Claire and Grady put great effort in making my birthday feel very, very special. The effort, especially Claire, she really went above and beyond to make me feel seen and cared for and loved, and it was wonderful. The gifts were thoughtful. They were sharing of things like the fart gag. Those are beautiful presents from the two of them. Overwhelmed with gratitude for these two people that I get to do this podcast with, for sure. They make me feel seen every day and very cared for, and my life is much better with the two of them in it. So thank you. What did we learn? It's all in the episode. Listen, expectations are tough. It's also interesting, though, we seem to come back to topics that we have discussed before, because they are cornerstones of who we are. So hopefully we do them in a bit of a different slant, so you're not just hearing the same thing over and over again. But we're working through issues that people work through. So anyway, thank you for listening to the Last Will podcast. If you like what you've heard, please rate, review, and subscribe. If you want to get in touch with us, you can slide into our DMs on the Last Will podcast Instagram. Yeah, thank you for listening. Onward, forward.